Hello, I'm Zeta Kai for the Gunpla Network, and this is the review for the 1/100th no-grade Akatsuki Gundam full set. This kit was released in 2007 and sells for about 7,000 yen. This particular kit came from CanadianGundam.com. Be sure to use the coupon code Gunpla Network at checkout to save 10% on your entire order from Canadian Gundam. And kind of don't get thrown if you're from the United States because it's Canadian Gundam. They're a great source for all kinds of Gunpla, especially if you're making a large order because they offer flat rate shipping. So make sure you include that into your figures when you're looking for Gundam kits, and don't sleep on CanadianGundam.com. So the Akatsuki Gundam is a beautiful, beautiful kit. This kit exceeded my expectations, and I'll tell you why as we go through the review. The first thing you're going to notice about the Akatsuki Gundam is that beautiful, beautiful gold. It looks so incredibly good. And one of the things that makes it look so good is what I mentioned in the unboxing, and that's the fact that this entire kit is undergated. There is not one bad nub mark on this whole kit. Every nub, every attachment to the runner is completely hidden, especially on the gold coated parts. So you don't have one interruption of that beautiful gold coating on the entire model kit. Is much appreciated. Very well engineered. So the kit comes molded, of course, in that gold and a very special coppery bronze color that's on some of the chest vents. And you also get red, you get gray for the inner frame, you get some black, you get some white trim. The only sticker on the kit is the eye sticker. It works well. It's nice to not have any stickers. And this kit is built right out of the box. So let's take a look first at the articulation, and then we'll look at everything that comes with this kit. So the articulation is pretty standard. The head will tilt forward and back and rotate side to side. It won't go 360 degrees because of the collar, but who really cares about that? The shoulder has this nice little joint at the top of the shoulder to allow you to bring the arm across the body. It will swivel 360 degrees. The shoulder armor will fold down and up to allow you to lift the arm up higher. Another very appreciated thing as far as articulation goes. Some kits don't have that. You also get the bicep swivel to allow it to spin around 360 degrees. You get a double jointed elbow that gives you almost a full 180, and your standard wrist ball joint. The waist articulation isn't great. There's no ab crunch, and the waist will only swivel side to side just a little bit. But I'll tell you why that's good in a little bit. The side skirts move, the back skirt doesn't move at all, the front skirts are independently articulated. The hips are slightly disappointing because they're just old ball and socket style hip joints. They're not universal joints, so you don't get a lot of spread from your hips. The legs will kick up very far. It has a double jointed knee that the top joint only bends about 10 degrees, and then the bottom joint bends the rest of the way. The ankles are good. They're a double ball joint, a high and a low, allow you to tilt forward and tilt back, tilt side to side, and spin around. And the ankle guards will move up and down. All in all, the articulation is pretty basic. It's not extremely basic. It's not like some of the older no-grade kits, but it's not gonna blow your mind. It's good enough. What's gonna blow your mind is the amount of accessories included in the box. You get all of this stuff when you buy this kit. Everything you see here. That includes both backpacks. This one for Mu La Flaga, the Shiranui pack with its fin funnel-y Dragoon beam turrets. You get some dry transfer marking seals, which is good for this gold finish. You get a standard beam rifle, a shield that's pretty unique, 2 beam saber blades and hilts. The beam saber blades are not seen anywhere else. I don't think they're with any other kit that Bandai's ever produced, just this one. And you get the beautiful Oowashi pack. You also get a stand, which is much appreciated, as you want this kit flying as much as possible. So let's take a look at these one by one. First up, the Shiranui pack. Mu La Flaga's space pack with its little fin funnel parts has some articulation to it. It will rotate forward and back on the big kind of rail gunny looking pieces, and these side funnels will hinge forward and back. I know they're not funnels, I'm sorry, the beam turrets, whatever they're called. They'll hinge and move around, and the one on the middle will flip up and back. That'll actually come further forward than it ever will with the kit on because the head will get in the way. So each one of these bits can come off. They're attached to the backpack pretty securely, but they are removable. These ones clip on a little differently than the others. They have a little tab here that goes into that little slidey tray thing. And all of the attachments are pretty secure. The backpack attaches very securely with this giant tab that goes into the big slot on the back of the Akatsuki. I think that's interchangeable with the other Gundam Seed no grades. I think you can swap them in and out. I should have checked that out. I'm sorry. So when you bring these railguns down, they will fold over the shoulders, but be very careful because the tolerances there are very small and you don't want to scratch your beautiful gold finish. So just be careful as you flip them over, get the head antennas out of the way, get the shoulders out of the way. The included stand has been included in a couple other kits, but what's unique to the Akatsuki is that little gray attachment point, and you just plug that into the thruster on the back, and voila, your Akatsuki is flying in the air. The attachment point is very stable, it's very secure, it holds it up very well, and it looks great once you're flying your Akatsuki around. Yeah, it's a really good looking kit. I can't get over how great this kit looks. So let's move on to the Oowashi pack, which is my favorite of the two. The Oowashi pack, Oowashi is, again, as I mentioned in the unboxing, it stands for Stellar Sea Eagle. And if you kind of Google Stellar Sea Eagle, you'll see like where the inspiration was for this backpack, especially with the color and the trim. So the wings on it move, they'll hinge up and down, up about that far. Down, they'll fold all the way down for when it's not flying, which I don't know when that ever happened in the show. It seemed like everything in Gundam Seed Destiny took place flying over some ocean somewhere. So whatever, when it is walking around, you can fold the wings down. The little railgun things, they'll move on these 2 points here on the backpack, and then they'll also slide apart. Now that connection's very tight. They clip together very strongly, and when you slide them out, ooh, man, am I afraid of scratching the gold finish. So don't do it a whole lot, would be my recommendation. You get little handles that pop out, and you get a thruster on the back that moves. The cockpit clips in very tightly, and you just pull it and pop it out of that clip, and then double hinge it back 180 degrees so you can plug it into the back of the Akatsuki. Plug it in via the same tab and slot system, and you have the Akatsuki Oowashi. In my opinion, the best looking option of the two backpacks, and looks more natural for the Akatsuki to me. That's just my personal opinion. The great thing about the Akatsuki, again, we talked about how the articulation isn't like mind-blowing, but because it isn't, it makes the kit stable. You can put these gigantic seed backpacks on the back of the kit and it can still stand up and support its own weight perfectly. Yeah, there's a little bit of a Michael Jackson Smooth Criminal lean here with the Shiranui pack, but that said, regardless, it still will hold up the weight of these backpacks, which is impressive. So let's move on to the other accessories. You get the beam saber blades and hilts. These blades, again, very unique, very different. They look great. They kind of collect dust like the rest of this kit does, and you can dual wield. They do have one more little trick up their sleeves. On the back of this one, there's a little black tab. On the back of the other one is a little slot. You can plug them together, and you get a dual-bladed beam weapon, just like Darth Maul. At last, we will have our revenge. I'm sorry. Anyway, you also get a beam rifle. It's pretty standard, nothing too great about it. It has a nice little white scope, and it has this little piece on the side, which will come into play in a moment. Goes into the hand well. It's a shame you don't get extra hands, but they do hold all of their accessories perfectly. The shield's nice. It does have a couple sink marks that are really noticeable on the lower part of the shield, but it looks good. The handle part can be moved to either one of these 3 points, and that arm piece can be flipped to mount on the bottom of the arm or the side of the arm. Now, the nice thing about it is it clips in securely, but it's not so tight as to scratch the gold. So that's appreciated, and it looks good. The beam sabers have one more trick, and that is you can take the beam off one side of the dual-bladed weapon and plug it into the bottom of the rifle, and you get this very special, very unusual looking kind of beam bayonet. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Zeta Gundam, but not a whole lot. It's pretty unique. It's pretty unique to the Gundam universe. The accessories also have some nice storage, which I greatly appreciate. That little handle bar thing on the side of the beam rifle will plug into this little piece on the side of the hip skirt, and the hilts can plug into the other side. You can also split the hilts and put one on each side if you'd like. I love accessory storage on my Gundams, and this is greatly appreciated. So let's take a look at the Akatsuki in comparison to some other gold-coated kits. Here we have it with the Master Grade Hyakushiki 1.0, the original release, and the Master Grade Phoenix Unicorn Gundam. And the Akatsuki is definitely smaller than the other two, but it's more impressive. And the great thing about it is, you take a look at this Phoenix Gundam, and you can see, like there on the shoulder, you see the little white marks by the blue of my camera. The little white marks are those nub marks showing up because that kit is not undergated. It is so disappointing to have a kit that costs so much and is so well engineered otherwise to be taken down because the parts were not undergated. And Bandai knew that they were going to make gold versions of it. So the Akatsuki really shines, literally, more than those other kits. It's beautiful. It's also better than some of the older no-grade 1/100th. Here's the Ale Strike Gundam from 2002. You can definitely see the improvements in the line over the years. Here it is next to its high-grade 1/144th scale counterparts, the Akatsuki High Grade. And the high-grade Akatsuki looks pretty good, but it is not as rich a tone as the gold on the no-grade Akatsuki. The yellowy gold on the Akatsuki no grade is so different than on the other gold-coated kits. It just looks so good. Now that doesn't mean that the high-grade Akatsuki isn't a good kit. In fact, it's a very, very good kit. A lot of the parts on it are undergated as well, and it's a pretty solid little representation of the Akatsuki Gundam if you're looking for a cheaper alternative to the no-grade 1/100th scale. So, all in all, what do I think about the Akatsuki 1/100 scale? Well, the only downsides to it are the articulation, and it probably would have been cool to have like little display stands or something for the beam turret, funnel, dragoon weapon things. It's always kind of hard to display kits with those things, but really I can't fault it for not having them. It has so much. This kit blew me away. When I first got this kit into review, I thought, man, here's another cash grab by Bandai, throw a gold coating on a kind of standard kit, charge a whole lot more, and Bandai laughs all the way to the bank. But I was wrong. I was completely wrong. The gold is beautiful, probably the most beautiful gold kit of any of the kits that I've ever assembled. The undergating is so well appreciated and is so well engineered and thought out so as not to interrupt that beautiful gold finish. The articulation's fine. The proportions are really good. I was worried about the proportions because I do have some of the older 1/100 seed kits, and they all have like giant feet and things like that. Not so on the Akatsuki. And the accessory count is gigantic. You get so much in this kit that I highly recommend this kit. If you're looking for an Akatsuki Gundam, this is the premier example of it. If you like Seed or Seed Destiny, this is a great kit. If you're looking for something that's going to stand out on your shelf, no matter what you have, without any work, like something that's a simple build that you really don't have to panel line or paint or do all this extra stuff to, this kit is great. This kit is for you. I can't recommend this kit enough. It really exceeded all of my expectations. It blew me away. And yeah, it's just such a great kit. I know I'm a little effusive in my praise. It's not the most perfect kit in the world, but it just looks so good. And maybe my expectations were so low that they were just blown away by what I built here. So if you like what you see here, make sure you subscribe for more videos in the future. We always have unboxings, reviews, all kinds of different content on the Gunpla Network. Check out gunplanetwork.com. Go to Canadian Gundam to buy kits for yourself, no matter where you live. And as always, keep building, everyone. Keep building these beautiful gold kits. They look so good. All right, we'll see you guys next time.